September 2nd, 2013. Well, I worked the holiday today, which is, what is today? Labor Day. So, into summer, Labor Day, a lot of businesses close. It just seemed like the streets were pretty desolate. Not so much traffic. Seemed like a weekend, seemed like a Sunday, more or less. But usually it's easy. Holidays are easy days. They have nothing but trouble service calls, so it's pretty easy to. And they get them limited, so usually we get done. We get done early. We get done about 3 o'clock, so that was pretty good. Got a couple of business calls, so starting to see more and more of those. So I am rated as a business class technician, so get to go in and see that side of the equation. So as long as they're not asking me to replace equipment, it's just troubleshooting. Like the one was just a phone issue, and then the other one was a fitness center. So 5 of their TVs weren't working, and that was pretty easy to figure that out. They had done some remodeling, so once you get all the information, remodeling, and moved TVs off the wall, moved them back in, and plugged everything back in. So it was just resetting the TVs and getting the boxes synced with the TVs. So easy enough day. I did have to, since I'm in a loaner van, I don't know if I told you this, but my brakes, having a brake issue with my van, so I had to turn it in last week, and got a loaner van, and the loaner van has I actually had to use the ladder today. I was telling Gordon yesterday when he was driving around that I like working this area because most of the cable's underground, so I only had to use my ladder a couple of times in the last month, where it was usually like in the area that I was, northeast, it was about twice a week. But this ladder that's on the loaner van has these attachments that you can attach to they're called stability bars. They attach to the bottom of the ladder, so you can kind of adjust one side up a little higher than the other. So when you get on uneven surface, you can level the ladder off so it's more stable. But they're like 16 pounds added on to the ladder. And the ladder is usually heavy enough without having to add an extra 16 pounds to it. So it kind of makes it more when you're carrying it, more tippy, more you have to readjust your balancing when you're carrying it. So that was my first experience with using ladder levelers on it. But they work, because I actually had to use one side to level it off. So good deal. September, not only does it kind of remind me of end of summer and the beginning of fall, it's starting to feel like fall. Today is, I think it got up to 73, something like that. So cooled off quite a bit. I think even Gordon made the comment that a week ago it was like 93. It's like 20 degrees difference. But anyway, got one of the screens repaired on the back window, so we can have the owners, people who lived here before us, had a dog and pretty much scratched and wrecked every window screen there possibly was in the house. There's only a handful of screens around the house. So one of the screens that's actually downstairs there's like 4 windows downstairs. There's only one screen for those that's down in the fireplace room. So got that repaired because it had some pretty good scratches on it. So it's kind of lets the bugs in and defeats the purpose. You know, have the screen like that. So there's a song I'm going to play is September Morn by Neil Diamond. One of the memories, this is a real strong memory that is imprinted on my mind, and whenever I hear the song now, I do remember what it meant to me back before I moved up. I think, like I said earlier, that I came up to visit about this time of year when the state fair was going on, and when I went back home, because it was September, and then about a month or so, and then I actually made the move and moved up. So it was just come up to visit for a week, and got to know Gordon a little bit more. And Gordon's a real big Neil Diamond fan, and I must have known that. So when the song played, and this is when I was still doing some electrical work. I had worked with Twin City Electric there in Yukon for that summer before I moved up, and we'd be off on work sites, and there's always a radio playing, because whenever you're working on sites, whoever it is, whether it's the cabinetry or plumbers or just regular roofing, any type of that type of construction, there's always a radio playing somewhere around the site. And the song came on, September Morn, and I remember I just kind of paused and really cemented that I knew I was going to make the decision and then move up. I knew that it was right. It felt so right that I just could see that it was going to be a decision-making thing in my life that I would haven't looked back and regretted it all. But I knew that it was meant to be, and I heard that song and couldn't get him out of my mind, and almost filled up with such a gratitude and emotional happiness. It just overwhelms you. But I remember very distinctly just sitting there and listening to that song and thinking about Gordon. And a month later, October, didn't make the move. Finally said let's do it, and here I am, 30 years later, September. So I'm going to play this Neil Diamond song. Is from 1979, and it came out. It was I was just doing a little reading about it. It was the not predecessor, but the follow-up of his Roots album. And his Roots album was that he played a lot of music. He sung a lot of music of other artists, picked their songs. So in this instance, a lot of us looking through all the songs, and there's only one that he you can see his name on, that he co-wrote with Carol Bayer Sayer. I can't say that name right. I think they collaborated. Collaborated on the song, but not necessarily the September Morn song, even on one of the songs that I seen listed there. But I think there was two songs. One was I'm a Believer that he re-released, and he did write that one. And another one I seen, The Grass Don't Paint a Lion. That's a really good song. But the one I know Van Halen did it, and David Bowie and Mick Jagger sung it. So it's been re-released a number of times, but what is it called? Calling Out Around the World, where you find your beat. Song is here, time is right for Dancing in the Street. That's it, Dancing in the Street. That's the one I think of a lot. But September Morn is off of the album called September Morn, 1979. And a year later, he did the Jazz Singer, and I think he actually sung it in the Jazz Singer. No, maybe just the live performance that I can see here. Reminds me going. September 2nd, 2013. Listen to it. Go to YouTube. Look it up. September Morn. Love album. He does it in concerts. Excellent. This is for us. I'll be talking about our relationship a lot in October, but leading up to that was tremendous times.